Well, folks, figured to get back on here and let's talk about kids for a second, especially when you got little kids and you got a kid or two, maybe three or four, and littlest one, she's crying or he's crying, just learning to walk maybe into everything. And the second oldest, well, that's the hellion there. It's just into everything, just like man. And then your third oldest, let's say, it's just you know, not really into things, not really doing anything wrong, but active enough that it keeps the the next youngest running around being goofy. And then you got an older one, let's say, well then that. And of course, she doesn't get much attention anymore because you got these right here. And sometimes she catches the brunt of things, or he catches the brunt of things. Because that one understands. When you say something, it understands. It can rationalize and reason a little bit better. So when you get overwhelmed, understand it's you. It's not the child. Little children are being children. But you're paying bills and you got this and payment, that payment, and the kids are running around driving you insane, and well, the dogs stealing food off the kids' plates because that's what dogs do. And you're getting a little overwhelmed, and sometimes you take it out on the oldest. So just remember that. Sometimes you just want to say, "Hey, knock it off," just cool your jets right now. Or, "Hey, why don't you give Dad a hand here? Or why don't you give Mom a hand?" You know, and then go back to him later when everything's calmed down. Maybe the little ones are asleep or going to bed and stuff. Then say, "Hey, son, explain to them why you did what you did. Don't let them think they did something wrong because they didn't. It was you. It was you that were overwhelmed, not them. They're just being children. You don't want to raise insecure children, frightened children. You want to raise well-rounded children. Child that's not afraid to ask a question because get yelled at because, well, that was a stupid question. Afraid to do something that they want to do because they're afraid that you're going to yell or somebody will yell at them. You usually, if you have an aggressive child, it's because the child has been treated not very well. So they take it out on another child. Don't swear at your children. When they're don't swear at them. A lot of times, some people, like I said, they go off on a kid just because they're overwhelmed. Maybe put the booze away. Maybe not drink when they're around. That might help too. You want children that are happy, feel secure, safe. Some neurotic child that grows up to be who knows what. But yeah, when you do that stuff, it's always good too to, at the end of the day, like I said, take them off to the side and explain why. It's like, you know, explain to them why you said or did what you did because you were being overwhelmed. It's not them. You got to make that a good, strong point. And a lot of times that child, if you steer it right and do it correctly, they'll just automatically go over and start taking care of the younger one or the youngest, or kind of intervene a little bit because they know they're the oldest. Your children, nothing greater in the world. And you want to make sure your children are not just taken care of here physically, but taken care of here mentally. You don't want a child that's afraid to even go to the bathroom because they're afraid they're going to get yelled at. Like, you sit your ass back down there. But they got to go to the bathroom. So they got to go to the bathroom so bad sometimes they don't even go because they don't even try to get up because they're afraid they're going to get yelled at. That is no way to raise a child. I don't know if it still goes on, but there was children then they used to cut themselves. What possesses a child to mutilate themselves, let alone an adult? Beyond me. Something seriously going on. And I think it's important that the father or whoever's in charge of the household, or whoever's left of the household, mother, father, doesn't matter. You should sit down with the Bible and read things out of the Bible. You don't have to go start very first. I mean, I'm not telling you how to do it. You do it however you want, but you don't have to start the first and go through the end. You can just pick out things and talk to them about it. Well, what do you think that meant? Things like that, and raise them in a godly manner. And it helps you too. It helps you to remind you have a godly father that loves you too. That doesn't cuss at you and swear at you, smack you around. That's about all I'm going to say about the subject because everybody can go back and reflect on their own lives. There's times in your life when you thought you were being treated fairly, and maybe you acted out on it. Maybe your parents should have spent a little more time with you. Maybe they should explain things to you a little bit better. But you got to remember, that's just a child. They don't get it yet. And I hope they don't have to get it for many years so they can enjoy being a child. Living a carefree life, being happy. Just remember, what comes out of your mouth stings. Cuts worse than a sword. Especially when it comes from an authoritative loved one. Yeah. If you have a child that saves things for you, oh, daddy likes these, daddy likes that, and they save it for you, they give it to you. You got a good child there. But also think what possibly might be going on in their life. Why are they just picking you? Be mindful of how you act, what they see, how they how you treat their mother, how you treat the family dog even. and brothers and sisters. Never talk about your children in front of your children. Never. His is not a competition. Yeah, I could go on, but I think you get my point. So y'all take care, all right?